Hi everybody, Desert Guardian here. Today I have something special to show you from H&K. Alright, let's see what's in the box. Pop it around. Nice little plastic clamshell case. And here we have the H&K VP9SK. So it's the subcompact VP9 9mm. So let's go ahead and take the pistol out and set it aside. I'm going to take a bunch of stuff out. I'm going to take out this other mag, take out these panels, just a bunch of stuff to show off today. We've got books, lock, paperwork in here. We'll go ahead and set the box aside. And there she is, the H&K VP9SK. So this comes in a couple different sizes. The standard VP9 runs a 15-round magazine and is a standard compact size. You know, if you want to go with the old Glock 19 comparison, it's very similar in size for that. You know, and that's the pardon me, the kind of the, I guess, industry standard for what a carry pistol would be the 15-rounder. This one, however, is more of like the Glock 26 size. It's a shorter barrel. It's a 10-rounder. And one of the reasons why I pulled out this second magazine, as you can see, it is a 10-round magazine. Got a little oil from the factory on it. And it does have an extended plate on it. So let's go ahead and take a look. I'm going to drop this one. It does have ambidextrous mag release, which is nice. You can catch it with every finger. Go ahead and clear it. Now, the two magazines it comes with. There's a 10-round and unfortunately a 10-round. So this does give you a nice little pinky rest extension, but as you can see, all it is a base plate. So it does not increase the capacity. So you're running 10 rounds with whichever factory magazine it came with. Now, that being said, you can always run a bigger magazine from another model, but you're going to need a sleeve or some sort of adapter to do that. It does not come with any of that in the box. So, all right, let's take a look at the pistol itself. So here it is. This is the H&K VP9SK 9mm. So right from the get-go, most people notice this sort of a spider web design on the grip. It does have finger grooves, and you can say what you want about them. A lot of people love them. A lot of people hate them. I know in the Glock world, it's a bone of contention that's all over the interwebs. This one, however, in my personal opinion, if I put the extended magazine in, it fits my hand perfectly. I gotta say, this is one of the most comfortable fitting subcompact guns I have ever felt. I'm actually kind of excited about the way this feels in my hand. It's very, very positive grip, very sure grip, and this is with the rear back strap and side panels that just came out of the box. And it's another reason why I grabbed all these parts. You can see it comes with a whole bunch of stuff. So it comes with different size side panels, different size rear strap humps. So it's very adjustable to whatever your hand size is. So I think that's a big positive, that people are looking at not just how the grip goes this way, but how it goes out also. I mean, it's very important, because if you have a really big hand and you say, well, gosh, I need a really big palms full on that so my fingers can reach correctly and what have you, well, a lot of times that can leave a big gap right through here, which is not a sure grip. I mean, you need that gap filled in. So like I said, when I pulled this out of the box and I wrap my hand around it, it feels great for my size hands. There are bigger and smaller side panels and palm swells in the box. So if you have a bigger hand or a smaller hand, you can adjust it from here. So that's a really nice selling point, in my opinion. It is a fully ambidextrous, with the exception of the takedown lever, fully ambidextrous gun. It does have slide release on the left-hand side for your righties and on the right-hand side for your lefties. It does have like I said, the ambidextrous mag release on both sides, which is easy to reach with whatever finger you want to press it with whichever hand. This here, it's kind of interesting. It is a lever, and hopefully you can see it with the lighting, that starts at the rear of the trigger guard and kind of loops forward in an L shape. And it's not a button. You're not really pushing in like you would on a Glock or Smith & Wesson or anything like that. It's a lever that pushes down. Let's see if I can do it, and you can see the swing of it. See? It swings down. So you have to push that down. There you go. If I hold it like this, you can see it. See how that swings down like that? So it's got a little bit of a different feel about it. And if you didn't have the adjustability of this rear palm or rear strap swell back here, people with shorter fingers might have a problem. Because like I said, I just kind of have average size hands. And with this setup right out of the box, I can reach the trigger just fine. I can reach the mag release just fine. I can reach the slide release. I mean, it's all right there for me. But if I had a smaller thumb, or I was only given this one option and I couldn't get there, it's not a button. So you really have to get out on the edge and push it down. So the adjustability of the side panels and the palm swell is a good point with this pistol. All right, so moving on. So like I said, it does have ambidextrous slide release. So you've got one on this side and one on this side. It has a nice long lever here for the one on the other side, but that just has to do with the mechanics, has to do with the beast. So other physical attributes of this pistol, it does run a standard, multi-slot Picatinny rail up front. You're not limited to one like Glock would do. So it fits a large array of accessories on there. No matter where that is, you want to put a light, you want to put a laser, you're good to go. The slide has a little bit of a pyramid shape, kind of like the CZs, but not quite as dramatic. But it is pretty stylish. It does have the front serrations. If you're one of those guys that likes to press check or cock it from the front, you can do that. Rear serrations match on this one, so you've got a nice even flow. Nice machining on it. It's actually a very attractive pistol. It does have a nice bevel to the nose, both in the slide and the frame, and even down here on the Picatinny rail. So if I can tilt it to the right angle, you can see that line follows all the way down. There have been numerous pistols out there, or even aftermarket modifications, where people take their slide and put a carry bevel on it, but then you have this corner sticking out square. So to see the details and really accommodate for exactly what the purpose is going to be, I think that's actually pretty good. Being detail oriented and having that the real eye for all those little parts that could get caught when you're putting it back in a holster or what have you. That's some kudos for H&K on that one. And and by the way, H&K, everybody knows what that stands for, right? People are going to say Heckler and Koch, Heckler and Koch, Heckler and Koch. I talked to a German guy once, and he says it's pronounced Heckler and Koch. But every time I say that, people don't know who the heck I'm talking about. Oh, you mean Heckler and Koch? So, hey, pronounce it however you want. It's H&K. Everybody knows who they are. Anyways, moving on. So the barrel also fits very flush with this. It's not crowned, but it almost kind of has the look of a, say a custom 1911 with a barrel crown on it. So nice flush on the barrel there. One other really unique thing about this is it has tabs on the slide for a more positive grip. See right here on the edges? Makes it really easy. If you've got wet fingers or you've got gloves on or something like that, and the standard serrations aren't working for you, there is a little bit of a tab back there. So you can grab that on either side. And it's not super obtrusive. It doesn't stick out way too far. There's been a lot of aftermarket companies I've seen that produce something like this that works really well. And then some that I've seen where it sticks out way too far. It looks like a giant T when you hold it sideways. Obviously, we're trying to avoid that with a carry pistol. Another interesting thing that H&K put with their VP9 series is the loaded chamber indicator. I'm not sure if you can see, but there's a little red dot right in there, and when you're, obviously, we're completely clear, no magazine, see the little red dot, when you pull the trigger, it slides in. So that's kind of like, remember the old Jennings 380s, how they had the little turkey timer looking thing sticking out the back of your loaded chamber indicator? It's just the end of the striker. This obviously is a little less obtrusive. It is very visible in high daylight when you are holding it, when you're staring down it like this, so weird little piece of plastic there, but it's on there. It's easy to see, and if for safety reasons you like to have it there. A lot of guys say, I don't need no stinking loaded chamber indicator, but then you got these Glock guys, and they don't realize they have one right on the side of their extractor. So there's a lot of guns that have it on there. But yeah, loaded chamber indicator. This particular one does come with night sights. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, might be too bright, but it does have the glowing night sights on it. Great for nighttime use. Great in combination with the light on it. One thing I did notice about the style of this is you have a very deep kind of thumb well right here. So that's good for two reasons. One, it prevents slide bite. You know, a lot of guns are real shallow there, and people with big fat hands, they can get some slide bite on it if they mishold it. But another thing it does is it takes all this weight on top and brings it back just a little bit, which is going to push more of the inertia straight back into your wrist. So in a little bit, it's going to reduce that felt recoil and that muzzle flip. So that's always a big help. But yeah, so that's the exterior of it. I mean, it's a good looking little pistol. So here is the standard 10 round mag, which when you eject it, it flies right out, but they do have a side cutout here with a little bit of a thumb nub on there. So say you get some dirt, dust, grime and you're reloading and the thing only comes out, you know, to here, you can get a positive grip on it thanks to these guys. Pop it back in and you can see my pinky will hang off on this, but if I hold it up tight enough, you can get it. If that doesn't work for you, throw on the extended one. Works much better. So now the trigger on this guy is a scissor type trigger, kind of like a Glock. See that little guy moving right in the middle? It's got that safety, so if you grab it from the outside, that trigger's not going to go back at all. There's no external safety on it. It's all internal mechanical safeties on it. So you see that? I can't pull the trigger unless I get that center section. So, all right, very clear. Trigger on it from the factory. Got a bit of creep there, and then actually a very nice break. So let's show you the reset. Reset, break. So one thing I do notice on the reset, it comes out right there, and then you still have a little more creep. So it's not a solid wall when you reset. I mean, some of the pistols out there in aftermarket triggers, as soon as that reset clicks, you click back the other direction. Click, 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 click. This has a standard factory click, reset, a little bit of creep. I mean, not a ton, a couple millimeters, but the break on it is very solid. Feels very good. For a factory trigger, I don't mind that at all. It's got the audible and tactile reset and a crisp break on it. Aftermarket world is always making triggers for things. I don't know of anybody who's making a VP9 trigger, but I haven't searched the Google Nets for it yet. But you know, hey, make it your own. That's what I always say. But from the factory, this thing feels really nice. I can't wait to shoot one of these. All right, so let's take it down. Hey, for once I didn't do the Glock grab before I did it. So take down on this one. Lock the slide back. Got a lever. Slides down like this. Release the slide. Oh, and sorry, I pulled the trigger out of habit, but you don't need to pull the trigger on this one, so I'll show you that again. So, release the slide, and it slides right off. All right, so here we have the standard striker fire look on the inside. You know, you've got your trigger bar here, and it goes back and releases the striker. You got your, excuse me, ejector here, front rails, rear rails, you know, slide releases right here. You know, it's all there. It's pretty standard. You can see right down inside there, if you can get the angle right, there's a little nub right in the center for the ambidextrous safety. I don't know if you can see that pushing in. So, you know, that's a little different than some of the pistols that require you to switch sides on the button. You know, it's right down the center. You don't rely on it something sliding one way or the other. So, you know, there's a benefit to this lever shape on it. Whether or not it works for everybody in the size of the hands, I can't claim to know, but it works good for me. So there you go, standard frame. So we'll set that aside, and you know, gosh, looks all kind of familiar in here, doesn't it? You know, standard striker fire. We got a captive recoil system here, a dual spring, little barrel, just like it should be. Reassembly is pretty easy. Slide this in the front, lock it down on the barrel, like so. Line the frame up with your rails, slide it, lock it into place, flip this lever, and you're good to go. You are reassembled. So, you know, quick assembly and disassembly for cleaning and maintenance. You know, standard for the striker fire industry. Real easy to deal with. Like it a lot. So that's the VP9SK. H&K's subcompact 9mm 10 round carry pistol. Feels great in my hand. I'm really looking forward to getting out to the range. It's another addition to the polymer carry gun family that's out there. You know, and if you're in the market for a subcompact polymer pistol, heck, hit up Pistol Parlor, www.pistolparlor with you, pistolparlor.com, and order one up. They'll send it right to your FFL. Go out to the range, shoot some subcompacts, but definitely don't pass this one by. Take a look. Take a few shots out of it. Rent one, borrow one from a friend. Get out there and shoot it, because if you're saying, hey, all I see on the internet is the Shield and the Glock 26, and those are the only two I'm going to look at, well, you're doing yourself a disservice. Definitely get out there. I mean, you see me do sort of some hands-on reviews for a lot of different pistols, and the reason I do that is because I want people to know that one size doesn't fit all. You know, this is way more comfortable for me than my Glock 26. I can't stand the Glock 26 personally because it doesn't fit my hand right. 19's fine as long as it doesn't have finger grooves. 17's awesome even with finger grooves. So, you know, I'm sort of the schizo gun owner. You know, it's got to be a certain way to fit my hand. Put me in a 1911 and I'll wear that thing all night. But this guy, for being a subcompact with those particular finger grooves, fits me so well. So that just goes to show that you do need to get out there and at the very least, wrap your hands around everything. If you've got your mindset on a certain pistol and you go to the gun store and they say, you know, and they offer something else, at least grab it. Or say, hey, I'm here to see a Glock 26. Show me everything else in that category. The H&K VP9, great way to go. I mean, it's priced comparably to anything else in its size in the polymer pistol market. It's sized similarly. The weight is similar. You know, it's going to shoot well. You know, I mean, what could possibly go wrong? But anyways, that's just me being a coach here. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them below. And hey, please hit that subscribe button. I could use all the support that I can get. So there it is. H&K VP9SK 9mm subcompact. Beautiful little pistol. That's it for now. Desert Guardian, out.